Hey friends, today I'm doing a store review. It is a gold member, so if you are a YouTube gold member, you have access to monthly store reviews as well as live exclusive question and answers. But this one I'm making public because there's a lot to be learned from it. I recently did a store review of them. You can see it on a store review live. I will link the video if I can find which one it was, or you can go back and look at it, but I will link the video. But they're telling us things that they've improved, and they have increased their sales to make the most profit that they have ever made, and it is without listing more items. It is strictly by making their eBay store health better. And I'm going to share with you guys exactly what that is, and then make a couple more suggestions on things that they can do to just increase their store slightly more. We're looking at Closet in Maine. I want to tell you the things that they've increased, or the things that they have improved upon, so that you can really understand that you don't just have to be listing more items to make more money. If you are listing more items and your eBay store is not the best that it can be, all you're doing is wasting your time and wasting your money, because it's not going to sell. It's just giving you more items. You're turning more into a hoarder and less into a reseller. So they've made quite a few changes. I've taken out almost everything that isn't clothing, and so for this was a decision that they made just to focus more and niche down. Niching down for them is going to create a niching down for them. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but it's going to allow you to become an expert. You're going to be a faster lister. You're going to be a faster sourcer. You're going to be the best at it because it's all that you know. It doesn't mean it's the only way to do it, but for them, this is one way that has helped improve their store, because now they're becoming more of an expert. The other thing that they've been doing is promoted listings, and I'll link a video up here on how to do promoted listings and how this helps, and how to run some tests and errors for you. But what promoted listings does, if you look at this is one of their listings, but let's say someone is looking at this listing and they're interested in some more information, all of these items that are coming up showing against their listing similar to them, it's going to be direct marketing. These are promoted listings. It's putting your items in more places. This is a graphic. That's not the graphic I want to show you. That is another graphic that's also very helpful. This is a graphic. You can purchase it on my spreadsheet. If you're a gold member, you have this graphic. It's part of one of the perks. But this is where it starts. It's a funnel. You have to start at the top with impressions. If people cannot see your items, they cannot purchase them. I have not bought anything from the store down the street from me simply because I haven't gone in there. I can't even buy something if I haven't been there. While it's on e-commerce, you have to think of it the same. You have to get your items in front of as many places as possible, and that's one thing that promoted listing is going to do. It puts it in over 100 places within eBay, within e-commerce sellers, and it's going to direct market it, right? So it is putting it. This is the sun-dry men's upstate, blah, 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 blah. These are all items that are very similar. If the person is looking at this, they may also be interested in this. eBay is doing all of that for you. You pay for it, but it is going to increase your impressions, which ultimately, if you have good quality stuff and you have good listings and everything else, it is ideally going to increase your conversions, your sales conversions as well. The other thing I want to mention is this is a super easy trick, super easy thing to do without buying more inventory, is they remove their background on the cover image for each item. So I'm going to scroll down. If you guys remember, that's not the shop. If you remember when we looked at the item before, they had a lot of their items looked like this, or they were on the floor, or various different places. And now if you look at it, they're all white backgrounds. eBay has a background remover. You can do it on the first one, right? If you look at it, they didn't go through, or maybe they did. I think these are new items, actually. This is probably a new item because these photos are significantly better. But you can go do, if you did it on the floor and you didn't know better and whatever it is, you can go through, and eBay has a background remover. If you're not going to do it for every item or every picture, that's fine. The reason you do an eBay background remover is it's going to increase your impressions, right? People want to be able to see it. It's going to increase your impressions because eBay and Google both say it is best practice, right? So even if you're like, oh, I don't care, and this person says whatever it is, they are telling you directly from the source that it is the best practice. And the way that the algorithm works, it is easier for them to pick up an item and figure out if it's an item that they want to put in front of a potential buyer if there's nothing else going on. The second reason is buyer behavior. If you have an item, the same item, and one has a white background and looks nice and clean and crisp, and one is on the floor in someone's kitchen, in the buyer's mind, they're thinking, hey, this is dirty. Whether your item is or not, which I am sure you guys all sell amazing items that are not dirty, the way that people perceive it when they see it on the floor is where we walk. It's where my kids drop food. It's where my dog, right? Like that's what our mind perceives if we do not see it. So it's a quick and easy way if you do not have your items on a white background. If you don't have this set up, eBay gives you a background remover to do that. They changed their jeans covers to, and this is interesting. I'd be interested to hear if you are a jean seller or a pant seller, what you guys think. I do mine slightly different, so I'd be interested. Maybe I'll do like a trial. But they changed all of their jeans to a full, like a hanger picture as well, and they said that that's helping as well. They have cross-listed over to Poshmark, which is helping with their sell-through rate. Sell-through rate is how many items you've sold out of how many items that you have for sale. Friends, obviously this is on Poshmark, but it starts with impressions. The more places that you have visibility to, the more chances you have to make sales. I am going to say when you're cross-listing, do be mindful. I'll link a video up here of a should you cross list and how to decide what's right for you. Be mindful of your time and your efforts and what you're paying to have it cross listed. You know, cross listing on 15 platforms may not be worth your time. Adding 1 or 2 more platforms to get more impressions that you're actually making sales on, possibly worth your time. My profit in November was my highest. They have some way to go, but they are on their way. This is amazing work from the seller. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek at their store and give them a couple more suggestions on ways that they can increase their profit and their sell-through without having to buy more items and spend a lot more time doing things. So what I'm looking at here, it is very sterile. They do have a store because they do have a photo here and they have a store banner. These are things that I've touched about on some of my other videos on their previous video, but I just want to touch on why it's good here. It makes you more connected to the buyer, right? eBay has millions of sellers. If a buyer can come and say, hey, I want to support this closet in Maine, another way to do this is your about. So this is saying, hey, this connects people with you. It's also going to increase your followers here. If you can increase your followers and get more repeat buyers, you are going to increase your profits. You're going to lower your time because you have people coming and seeking you out instead of you having to try and do the algorithm and pay for promoted listings and figure out, like, they're coming to find you because they like you. So the more ways that you can get people to become loyal buyers, there's also statistics and data that shows that loyal buyers are more willing to spend money. They're willing to pay more money for someone that they want to support, for someone that they feel like they're going to get a good product for. So increasing your followers, ways to do that is telling them who you are. Telling them, you know, when you send them out, send them a thank you letter. I send them a QR code that says, hey, thank you, here's a discount. It takes them right back here and they can follow me right away. People are lazy. They do not want to come find you. If you can make it as easy as possible, one click is preferred to get to you. It's going to make it easier. Store policies they have. What I am seeing that's missing, and I know they know this, but I'm saying this for the sake of the video, top rated seller. A top rated seller, I have videos on it. I will link them above. A top rated seller, eBay admits and has told you it will give you more visibility. If you are top rated and you are providing what eBay sees as stellar customer service, they are going to promote you as a top rated seller because they know buyers are going to come back to eBay if they have good service, and they want you to be a good top rated seller. I know they're working on that, but there's certain ways that don't. So what I'm going to say, those are all great things. As we come down featured categories, just from a buyer's perspective, if I was a buyer of featured categories and there's only one category, it kind of looks weird to me because that's just everything you have. So, I mean, this is kind of nitpicky, but breaking this out into different categories, these are store features. When you get into a store, I'll link a video up above on how to set up the store features. If you have an eBay store, why you should have an eBay store is another video, which I'll link up here. One of the reasons, it's not because of how much you pay for listings, it's because of these features that eBay gives you to make you stand apart. Use all of the eBay store features. They have them in there for a reason. They have done the data. They know that it's going to work, and using them is going to help. Newly listed. Excuse me, friends. I have been sick, so My throat's kind of hurting. There's not a banner, so there is a store feature where you have a banner and you can say, hey, these are my new items. What I think from a buyer perspective, what is most helpful is people are scrolling down through your store. If you had like a sale going on or like Christmas, like something that's going to make them click on it, right? As you're setting all of these things up, you need to think about it from a buyer behavior. If you're scrolling through this store and they have 226 items, what would make me want to click on this banner and get deeper and deeper into your store? And then these are all of the items. Their photos look significantly better than they did before. So this is what they were before. And tell me you don't have more confidence in this pair of pants than in this on an old, dirty, I hope they don't take this personally. I know them, but just to prove the point. But like, this makes me feel confident that what I'm getting is going to be great. This is like, I don't know, right? And so that's what they're doing. They're going through and changing all of these things. A couple things that I'm going to say that they could improve upon. I am not seeing a sale. I'm not seeing a public coupon. The reason that these are going to increase your sales is not because people are cheap. That's one of it. That's absolutely one reason. People love a good deal. But the reason that it's actually going to increase your sales is because it's going to give you more impressions, friends, right? You want to have the most impressions possible. That's the wrong one. You want to have the most, I'm going to keep that. You want to have the most impressions. If people cannot see your items, they cannot click on it. Having best offers, having sales, having public coupons. These are all ways within eBay. No, let me show this one. These are all ways within eBay. If I'm going to come here and search, this is something I was actually searching for. If you guys have high-rise Fox leather leggings, pockets, Athleta, size medium, let me know. This is something I was actually searching for. But think about how people are buying. You want to come up in as many searches as possible. Best offers, auctions, buy it now, condition, like all of these different ways. This is why having a sale is good. This is why having best offers on, even if you don't take the offer, you're going to come, when someone accepts offer, you're not coming up in that search. If you don't have best offers, that's all going away. So even if you run a 5% sale just to come up in more searches, not necessarily to lower your price, but to come up in more searches. Those are all ways to improve your impressions. Once you improve your impressions, you're going to improve the quality or the sales conversions. And if you don't, then you got to work on other things. And this graphic will tell you what. So the sales, the conversions, everything, I'm going to go ahead and click on one of their listings. This is an Anthropologie shirt, $19.99. That seems a little bit high, so I would definitely make sure that your competition, that's in line with your competition. Standard shipping is $5. You know, this would be a first class, so that seems probably fairly reasonable. And then they have free returns. So it looks like they have a lot of the things that are going to make them as a top rated seller. They may just have to, I don't remember. I think there was an issue with something and they're working on it. The other thing I want to point out that is going to make them a top rated seller plus is going to be within one business day. People want items right away. Overall, I would say that they have made significant improvements. Their store looks a lot healthier, and getting to their goal is going to be changing a little bit of these things within eBay, and then just looking at their numbers, looking at the golden formula for resellers, and figuring out exactly how many active listings and what their average sale price needs to be. If you guys like this video, YouTube also thinks you'd like this video, I will link a playlist down here of how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube memberships. You cannot join on iOS though, for perks like this.